Magic mirror on the wall. Who is the fairest of them all?
Absolutely nobody in this entire movie.
I look at you, and I just want to be the fairest of them all.
Bro, what kind of dialogue is this? Maybe it's the way they edited it for the trailer, but good lord, even Gal Gadot with all of her beauty and elegance couldn't sell that line.
Kalel, no!
Kalel, no!
Are we supposed to hate the queen? How are we supposed to be rooting for the good guy when the actual good guy, who was supposed to be Snow White, is the very person that everybody hates?
The queen is evil. You must flee into the woods.
I know this is just the trailer, but the delivery in that line was so horrible. I didn't believe that person one bit. It could just be the way they clipped it, ew. But in the original, even though the dude was a freaking cartoon, you could definitely feel more confliction and emotion sapping out from that two-dimensional character than you can from this three-dimensional person who comes off as though they just hired one of their interns to do this random job that nobody wanted. Goodbye.
I can't do it. I beg of your highness.
I don't understand.
She's mad, jealous. She'll stop at nothing.
But who?
The queen.
The queen?
Not witch child. Run. Run away. Hide. In the woods, anywhere. Never come back. Now go. 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 The queen is evil. You must flee into the woods.
Yes, sir, right away.
I hate this. I'm bored.
Kalel.
My parents always said this forest was a magical place. I never want it to come off as me being ungrateful for the opportunities I have. I can also be having the greatest time and simultaneously wishing people would stop sending me death threats.
Right. Every time that a celebrity gets like one DM that says KYS, they're like, I'm getting death threats! Someone save me, but not a prince!
See, this is why it's so important to market yourself well before a movie, because even though I'm aware that Rachel Zegler is acting, she's supposed to be selling me this role, and all I can see is an antagonistic narcissist who everybody hates. It feels so fake, she can't close her mouth outside of the movie and within her character. Like, dude, what is with everyone doing the Bugs Bunny pose with their mouths, thinking this is somehow attractive? It's so weird. And don't get me wrong, I even had that era when I took pictures and tried doing that, and I look back at it now and I cringe so freaking hard that my spine snaps. Jesus, it's so ridiculous, and it makes everyone look doofy and like these airheaded trashy people strung out on meth or something. Like, yuck. Who thinks this is attractive? Like, you have a pretty face and you try to make it look worse by making yourself look as though you lack the ability to breathe through your nose. And okay, so you want to look like a parrotfish in real life. Why would you do it as Snow White? Like, ew, I don't know, maybe it's just my pet peeve of seeing people do that just gets me freaking annoyed. And I know it seems like I'm reading a lot into it, but Jesus, the character is so unlikable.
Hello? Is there anybody here?
Hello? Is anybody here? She sounds so awful. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm comparing it to the original, but the original woman sounds so sweet and airy. This person sounds like a freaking addict breaking into someone's house with this threatening tone.
I like it here. Ooh, it's dark inside. Guess there's no one home. Hello? What a cute little chair.
Oh my gosh, she's so freaking funny. This movie was But she only even came into this house in the original movie because the animals showed her that this is where she could stay and that whoever lived here would let her stay. Meanwhile, Rumpelstiltskin over here is like, hello, anyone here? I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your shit down. Every single one of Disney's live-action remakes is 95% CGI. So exactly what is it that makes them live-action again? The fact that they're using people? What's the point if they're only a speck of all the live action production that's actually live action? Unless there's a modern definition for live action that I don't know about. Okay, so I actually had to look it up, and the definition of live action is literally, as it pertains to filmmaking, in movies, etc., action involving real people or animals, not models or images that are drawn or produced by a computer. We also have a movie or scene in which actors and sets are used, a movie or scene that is not produced by animation. But CGI stands for computer-generated image. I think we should update the definition, because if the majority of your movie is produced via CGI, then maybe it's just me, but then it shouldn't be called live action. It should be called digital hybrid film, CGI assisted film, enhanced live action, synthetic cinema, digital integration film, virtual live action, or even, I don't know, augmented live action. See, any single one of those would better describe what they're trying to pass off as live action today, because it sure as shit ain't live action. It just irks me when they continue using that term, and it almost comes off as hypocritical in much the same way that Rachel Zegler, who doesn't need no man to save her, requires a bodyguard everywhere she goes. What happened to the female bodyguards, huh? What happened to being strong and saving yourself? I don't know how big this guy is, but Rachel Zegler is as small as I am, and I am completely aware that I'm at a disadvantage when it comes to most people in general, not even just freaking dudes. You would never catch me opening up my mouth and claiming I don't need no man to keep me safe and protect me in a world where other men might want to hurt me. That doesn't make any freaking sense. It's always celebrities out there trying to tell everybody else what they need and what they don't need, while they themselves are living the complete opposite life of what they're preaching. Just like Beyonce, talking about all the single ladies and all the other celebrities talking about how they're chasing the bag and don't need no man, yet people like them are in their mansions with their husband and family and kids and their millions. Meanwhile, their husband makes way more than them, but they're still telling you that you don't need no man and that you're good all by yourself. Yeah, okay. I don't know if it's just me, but the minute I saw these things, the faces, I wanted to drop kick them into oblivion. You know when you see certain things and they're just so freaking uncanny to the point where it elicits this primal rage within you that is just so irrational, and you feel as though something is remotely activating you to go all aggro on whatever this is? Looks like a freaking hate fleshlight. Like if you hated something so much that you just... Never mind. It's freaking things, man. It's like the quintessential code activation for human beings to start forming fists and thrusting their knuckles into other people's faces. Because that's exactly the reaction that I got from this goddamn thing. This is what you chose to represent the dwarves? Not actual dwarves, once again. You know, especially given that this is a live action, when we have actual real dwarves that exist who could have played this role and who barely get roles in Hollywood to begin with, but so much for inclusivity, right? You see where inclusivity actually matters? They pretend like it doesn't exist or something, or that it's not necessary. But they're busy out here fighting battles that they already won. Like, these battles have been won a long time ago. While the ones that actually need to be fought, they sweep under the rug and pretend it doesn't exist. Like, I honestly can't think of a bigger insult than knowing that there is a little people community talking about how inoffensive they want to be, and then making CGI versions of all 7 of these characters who could have been played by 7 actual real-life dwarves that I'm sure would have been really appreciative of the role that Tyrion Lannister has taken away from them.
was a little taken back by the they're very proud to cast a Latino actress as Snow White.
Yeah.
But you're still telling the story of Snow White.
Yeah.
7 dwarves.
Sure.
So, look, take a step back and look at what you're doing there.
Yeah.
I know. That makes no sense to me.
Well,
You're progressive in one way, but you're still making that backward story of 7 dwarves living in a cave. What the are you doing, man?
I like how people are outraged and they don't even know what they're talking about, because as we can see, they're echoing Peter Dinklage's very obvious ignorance, who hasn't seen the actual freaking movie, because the dwarves lived in a very pretty, fantastical cottage. They worked their asses off every single day and come home to their nice house. They didn't have time to freaking clean it because they're busy working. But look how pretty this cottage is. That is not a cave. So what are you even talking about, you fucking idiots? And then on top of that, you make them look absolutely nightmarish. Like, what is actually wrong with you? What made you think this was supposed to make it into the final product? Look at these things. I like how they're all screaming as though they've just seen themselves in the mirror of truth, because that's the exact reaction I imagined everybody would have, seeing them.
It's a human.
You know, when I was a kid, I did not like uncanny faces, and I guarantee you these things would have given me nightmares. I probably would have come up with some kind of imaginary situation to befriend them, because I would have thought they were demons. When something is that ugly to the point where it's so monstrous that you know it will give you nightmares or think that it'll eat you, my little brain would have tried to befriend it, because I wouldn't want it to eat me, and that's what these dwarfs feel like they want to do. Look at them. Like, good night. Ugh. Bro, what is even your face? Have you seen yourself? How is this not offensive? It's giving minstrel.
It's a human.
What did you think I was?
Nothing. Ghost.
I don't know, Rachel, but their reaction to you being absolutely terrified of your presence makes sense when you consider what a monstrous person you are. That at least is true to form.
I'm a narcissist. Original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so.
Okay.
There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her. Yeah. Weird. And then it became like, I will elbow everyone out of the way to play the part. That people will assume is a love story just because like we cast a guy in the movie, Andrew Burnap. All of Andrew's scenes could get cut. Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby.
I say, if I'm gonna stand there 18 hours in a dress of an iconic Disney princess, I deserve to be paid for every hour that it is streamed online.
And we absolutely wrote a Snow White that is
Not gonna be saved by the prince.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be.
It would be so funny if they actually had a twist in this movie that revealed at the very end when Snow White wins against the queen that she had been the evil queen all along. You know, she like throws off her innocent demeanor and her clothes and to reveal that she's some kind of shadow witch or something. You see, I could appreciate that because then she embodies the role in real life and then everything would have made sense.
The queen stole everything from all of us.
Did she now? So she enlists the dwarfs to help her? Good job giving away the entire movie in the trailer. Not that I care, because I don't want to watch it anyway. And even if I do, it's going to be solely as a cathartic means out of morbid curiosity to wonder how bad it actually is. Don't worry, I'll do it for free.
I'm gonna need your help.
Gross. You know, as ugly as the freaking dwarves are, for some reason, I care more about these these things, than I do about her character. As a matter of fact, that's a lie. I don't care about her character at all. I hope it dies.
This is our king.
Ugh. This feels like a completely different movie, and I guess that's what they were going for, but Snow White is so unlikable and so far removed from the innocent Snow White that we see in the original movie. And I'm wondering why they had to stray so far from that. What is wrong with innocence? And what is actually wrong with the original Snow White? She was pure and innocent. This version of Snow White does not feel that way at all. And I'm not just talking about the actor. I'm talking about the portrayal of the character that we see in the trailer thus far. And I know I'm gonna have those people saying, you haven't seen the movie yet, so you can't judge it. You're right, but I can judge the trailer, can I not? Stop being stupid, and let's not pretend as though freaking trailers aren't giving the entire backstory and plot and beat by beat of the movie in their trailers anyway. Try to act slick. If you've watched the original cartoon Snow White, which I urge you to, you'll notice that Snow White's character is as sweet as pie, kind to everyone, even the woodland creatures, and somehow managed to be naive without being annoying. She didn't just sing to all the birds and the animals. She radiated wholesome sunshine.
I don't understand.
She's mad, jealous. Just stop at nothing.
But who?
The queen.
The queen?
Up a child. Run away. Hide in the woods anywhere. Never come back.
I'm wishing for the one I love. Oh! I'm awfully sorry. I didn't mean to frighten you. But you don't know what I've been through. And all because I was afraid. I'm so ashamed of the fuss I've made.
She has this unshakable goodness that makes you root for her. She was so pure and sweet, and you never wanted anything to happen to her. She always puts people before herself, and she always wants to do for others.
Don't let nobody or nothing in the house.
Why, Grumpy, you do care.
See, she's just kindness and sweetness. It's everything good about a human being all balled up into one person. Rachel Zegler's Snow White feels like someone took the original's purity, crumpled it up, and replaced it with this snobby, narcissistic, self-absorbed influencer main character energy type fakeness. She doesn't seem to have any warmth or relatability, just a smugness that makes you want to roll your eyes and wonder why you're supposed to root for her.
It's a human.
What did you think I was?
God, the trailer looks so freaking awful, and Snow White looks awful. The only thing in this entire trailer that I can say without a shadow of a doubt actually looks decent is Gal Gadot as the queen. I'm actually rooting for her for some reason. I actually half expected Snow White to come out as some evil bitch because she has a snobby look, and I really do think she was miscast for this now that I'm looking at it. And I remember when this was first announced, right? When the pictures that I saw, I thought that Rachel Zegler could pass for Snow White if they put makeup on her and she's not doing that stupid duck face, or as I call it, the meth addict face. So yeah, they can put some makeup on her, style her hair, and really try to pass her for Snow White. But oh no.
No!
Her character looks like cat piss, and this movie is an entire bold move in the direction of a sinkhole to hell. I don't know, but I can kind of feel the soullessness and the nervousness and anxiety coming off the trailer. Maybe they decided to put this out because they already put so much money into it and they gotta recoup everything, which they're probably not going to. But I guess this is another notch in the belt for one of those ideas that should have just stayed on the shelf. I'm telling you, studios are gonna start welcoming AI, especially when they see consumers like us starting to make movies in our bedrooms that are better than what Hollywood comes out with, and AI is giving everyone the accessibility to do that without the ballooning budgets that obviously are not going anywhere, but in the pockets of people that seem to be doing the bare minimum when it comes to story writing and movie making.